I like the bans they had thrown. They had thrown the Sivir, the Azir, and the Nidalee. You can't let Moon have Nidalee. You can't let ManCloud have Azir. And letting Steelback have Sivir, I actually think these are very good bans here from C9T. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just ban it all over again. Because Chunky Fresh's champion pool, you'll ban out, like, they'll ban out Gnar Gangplank. You ban out Sion Hecarim, and then he'll probably play Maokai.
Yeah.
Use your third ban on Maokai, then you give Moon Nidalee. It really doesn't matter what he plays top at that point. You really have to focus on Moon. So.
And yes, Steelback gets to play Sivir and go push the Maokai into the team.
Yeah.
So, you're right. Life gets difficult. Here we go, Team Imagine banning away Elise. Now, last time around, that was a first pick Evelynn for Imagine. This time around, Cloud and Tempest wants the victor. I think it's more important, so they will push ManCloud down another champion peg here. Yasubi will now be the big team fight Burst Mage. I guess he's like Burst and Control. Honestly, Victor does a lot. And it's going to be Yasui on that one this time.
Yeah, the fact that he just, once you spend 1,000 gold, you clear caster minions.
At level 7.
It feels so strange to play against, because no other champion in the game can just spend 1,000 gold and do that.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, on one spell, I don't think it's possible. So, solid stuff here. Meanwhile, Braum and Evelynn, so pieces of the same composition. Team Imagine not trying to change things up. Even when their mid laner is gone, they have to play a different one. They still think this is the right comp for them. Looks solid so far.
I like the Braum. I like Baby being back on that champion. Moon with the Elise and Nidalee taken away. Seems like the go-to is Evelynn was good. It put a lot of pressure on C9T's shot calls in the mid game, because it felt like when they were moving around the map, they were always being hyper-conscious of where move could be, and that was just the Evelynn factor.
Yep, and Moon ended up getting some picks off, right? He got the second out of Morales. There was a time where he pretty much solo-killed Lod without even having to ult him, just bursted him down and had some follow-up because of the CC, and it was solid. 50 seconds to go for the next pick up for Cloud9 Tempest. I still do want them to play Olaf. I just want them to play around it a bit better. And also the Corgi taken away, so Cloud9 Tempest have stolen 2 of the biggest champions that Imagine played, while still picking a lot of their own style with that top Olaf still around.
Yep, most likely they'll just go back to the Hecarim or the Sion for Chunky Fresh in the top lane.
Probably
against
Hecarim.
the Olaf. Yeah, it's probably Hecarim. I feel like Sion's too much of a pushover against Olaf.
Yeah,
you can kind of fight back
Olaf
with
and
the
Tanks
Hecarim.
just feels super solid.
Yeah.
I like him in a Rumble actually as well, from what I've noticed. Rumble can't tank up enough to survive.
I don't know what destroys him just yet, because we've seen him into Gnar a lot. Gnar kind of works okay. Shen kind of goes even a little bit, but doesn't get split push pressure on him until way later, and if you're slightly ahead.
I think there's other melee bruises that can handle him, because if you don't have to run away, he can't re-pick up his
Maybe
Q.
Gangplank? I don't know.
Gangplank's probably very solid actually.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty much forced to be melee, and Gangplank's pretty good there. I think Gnar actually would be solid as well, personally. That would be an expectation of a good matchup for me.
We've seen it a couple times. It doesn't always seem to work out.
Well, it was weird biased matchups. It was like C9T against Coast, where like C9T winner.
Well, then they swapped it, right?
Yeah, and then Chris was a better player than him. So it was like a weird matchup where like I feel like it didn't, to me it wasn't conclusive. But either way, Gnar's banned. It's not going to matter here. We'll see what Chunky Fresh ends up playing later on in this match. Well, I'm sure we'll see plenty more Gnar throughout time. Kalista, Orianna picked up here. So ManCloud doesn't get Victor, goes for Ori. Steelback still to play Kalista, and we're going to see what else they can... Wait, still to play Kalista. Sorry, that was Lod playing Kalista last time around. They just switched.
They're swapping. They're swapping champions.
Yeah.
You have the Victor on the side of Cloud9 Tempest now. You have Orianna, which wasn't picked last game.
Yeah.
But ManCloud's going to pick that up for himself. Now, the Orianna combined with a Hecarim, if they go for that, that's a lot of ball delivery system there.
Yeah.
And on top of it, you can even throw it onto Moon while he's invisible, which is always a little strange, because you watch the Orianna and you're like, you don't have a ball on you, and I don't see it. I don't see it anywhere. So, got to be suspicious when that happens.
Throw it in the brush behind you and just pretend Evelyn's there. Hide! She's around! I don't know. I'm sure that doesn't ever happen in League of Legends. It'd be fun to watch for. So last few picks coming through. Instead of Janna, we're going to see a Leona come out of Sheep here. So some more engage tools. By the way, I like this much more. A more forward-focused team with an Olaf. I think this is a much more accurate composition, a much more correct composition here. Full speed ahead for Cloud9 Tempest. Meanwhile, last pick still is Hecarim for Team Imagine. So if the champion wasn't stolen away, they played the exact same things. They had to switch in an Orianna mid lane and a Kalista AD carry.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty much the same core, but they added on some more.
The lesser burst is relevant, though.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. They don't have the same type of fast wave clear,
which is very big.
So I do think it's still a very solid core, though, having the Evelynn threat, having the Hecarim, now combined with the Orianna. Very, very good to have that. And then you have the fact that you can throw the Braum in. There's a lot of AoE teamfight here available to Imagine.
All right, we'll see if Imagine's AoE teamfight can go, or if the full speed ahead, just kind of hardcore damage Cloud and Tempest comp can work. I really do like what C9T are bringing in here. They've got Gragas and Leona for Engage. They've got amazing follow-up on Corki Victor. We just saw Imagine play that last time, Corki Victor. So much burst follow-up. It's ridiculous. So we'll see how that one goes. Guys, getting into the game, C9T must win right now to stay alive. Team Imagine 1 win away from the promo tourney.
And claim that last spot to face off against either teammate or enemy in the promotion tournament. Imagine been fighting for that pretty much all season long, swapping people in and out, seeing who works with the team, who gels.
Yep.
But it looks like they finally found the roster. They found Steelback, seemed to be a great addition, helped up everybody's game. And you've just been watching this team improve over Challenger for the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's really good to watch. We're going to see what else these guys can do now. Up 1-0. And they will... You expect it to be teammate who chooses these guys? Honestly, Renegades and Coast look so scary that I would not want to pick them, but we'll see if that ends up being their fate. We've seen weird picks before, but it would be teammate or enemy esports if teammate do not choose them. Imagine hoping that it's them in the running here. Cloud and Tempest, Hard, the Gragas player, the one you saw on your screen a second ago. He has done so much early game work for this team. Nearly carried game 1 against Coast. He picked off the enemy support, I think, like 4 or 5 times in the first 10 minutes or 20 minutes of that game. Had a good start in game 1 of this series. They just couldn't transition the rest of it.
Another blind lane swap coming through. You do have a more aggressive support, though. So Chunky Fresh is going to just have to double jungle here with Moon. When you have an aggressive support, there's pretty much no way. You usually don't stay in the top lane anyway when there's a lane swap. You just double jungle, but this just adds even more on top of it.
All right. Hypermevalin, plenty fast. Solo is being given the small piece of the red, so he's going to get
hug the wall, hug the wall! Get away from the Banshee.
Yeah, I don't believe they got seen. All right, pretty solid XP trade, but Solo will allow himself to buy a ward and potions off this kind of a start. We'll see if he takes... Yep, they're giving the Raptors too. So they're letting the big ones go to the jungle, which I think you should definitely do, because he gets more gold from them. The small ones went to Olaf. Some of the small ones are going to Chunky Fresh here. He actually got 2 things so far. He's actually getting a 3rd camp. On the Imagine side, they realize it's a full lane swap, so they're jungling really, really hard here.
And they're not fast pushing. Baby goes for the invade to see where they are. Suspecting them to be here for the 3rd camp, and it's like, wait a second.
Nope.
Okay, well, I guess...
Baby shared Gromp, and then immediately walked into the jungle, didn't find what was happening, realized that C9T will be sending their dual lane towards the top side of the map. Solo is yet again here as the enemy 3rd lane, or 3rd wave reaches. Vlad missed 1 CS, shameful there. But the turret's going to take a lot of damage, and Solo, of course, getting to tank the jungle on the way in means he does a lot more damage. His attack speed heavily raised right now.
Chunky Fresh, and now they're finally going to meet this bottom turret. I don't think it's taken any significant damage just yet, has it?
Imagine taking a total of 1 extra camp, I believe, though. Bottom lane Krugs never got taken out by C9T. And they're going to start this turret much, much later here. Moon is also going to show up there. Wow, this is already the turret down at 330. Solo has a lane freeze in front of him, and he's also not recalling. He's actually staying in lane with no new items.
Solo also got Solo gold to put the 275 from the turret take.
So. Only at 580 individual gold for him. 320 on Chunky Fresh. Chunky Fresh is given Solo gold as well. This lane is not going to be a great freeze, though. There's actually multiple minions still up. 620 to 630. Top laners are basically identical money, but it's going to be a much harder lane to freeze on the bottom side. And in fact, Lot is already here to kind of break this and make life difficult.
Looks like he's just going to push it out. So when everything's all said and done, Solo is actually getting a decent amount of experience.
Not pushing right now. And he's like kind of going back and forth. He's hitting everything once and then mixing. It's weird. I'm not sure what his goals are with that.
Well,
he's not hard pushing.
Top lane is frozen though towards Solo.
That's huge.
So you see right now on the top, Chunky Fresh and Moon are both heading towards that top lane, and they actually avoid the lane ward by going into the jungle earlier. So they have not been spotted here.
They could have gone through Try because the pink ward would make them know they could go through that river safely. I think they could have gone for a flank play on Solo and get some damage down.
Oh, they do see hard.
Yep. And Moon's gonna try to mess with him.
Still.
He's gonna fight him on the fifth, like on the fourth, fifth attack to make him. All right. Hard just jumps the wall. Pink ward stays up. They spot Moon though. No major gains really on either side. 300 gold lead to Cloud and Tempest off of their overall farm game. Solo has been in that freeze for much longer. Chunky Fresh just arrived. And Chunky actually went second Doran's Blade. I'm surprised at that because I think he really needs to finish Triforce and Home Guard as soon as possible.
It always feels really weird when you want to build a Triforce and you buy a second Doran's. You don't get Ruby Crystal, you didn't go for a Longsword, you didn't go for anything.
Even Boots 1 is okay.
That's honestly, and yeah, especially for a Hecarim too.
Against Olaf? Dear Lord, please.
Yeah, you don't even auto that much for the lifesteal when you're actually fighting somebody back and forth. You get it in the lane a bit, but he already has the W. He already has the Spirit of Dread.
Right.
So
strange choice.
Actually pretty much just flat out don't agree. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Lane will no longer freeze in towards Solo, but we have a 17 minion disparity, which is about 300 gold between these two top laners, and it might get worse.
I definitely don't agree with it because Solo hasn't backed yet. You bought 4 potions in second Doran's, and Solo is just sitting there. It's not like he's going to fight you with extra combat stats and buying that Doran's. You could have just bought a Ruby Crystal and you'd be fine on your way to your Trinity Force. Because you're not gonna push him out of lane. He has an experience advantage over you.
Yeah. Well, I do think that the top lane gold being shifted, or the gold being shifted towards top lane is a good thing for C9T. Solo can take over that matchup. The gold, as far as the teams are concerned, is still close to equal. Imagine have a bit more on Moon and Steelback, so they should be pretty much fine here. Sheep trying to play the ward game best he can.
Hard threw down the pink ward as his Raptor buff actually popped up. So
okay, Baby can W to Moon and land the Q onto Yasui. Yasui though playing so far back, he knows something's wrong here. The bot lane's missing, and of course, Moon is invisible as a champion. Braum W and a Q is going to be difficult. Mancloud pushing too far up.
He's getting to zone though.
Oh, he pushed him out so that Moon could get around the corner. That's cute. Yeah, Yasui missing a little bit of gold, but really not that much.
They see them going for Dragon.
Solid play.
3 people top though.
Yeah, top lane tier 2 could get attacked. Keep in mind, Corki is freezing and getting a ton of money in the bot lane. Lod could easily... Oh, it is going to be a freeze if he wants it. Lod could get so much more gold than Steelback. If they choose to defend top instead of pushing on the bottom, it's pretty scary.
Backed off.
Dragon goes down. It's a known quantity here, but C9T can get a lot done here. And she really wants to hit a Chunky Fresh. This does not seem possible. Goes for the knockout, but it's not going to be enough damage. Baby's there in time. Well played by Baby to be there.
He's back
and the team's collapsed. The team's collapsed. This is actually not a good thing for C9T. Olaf has managed to still throw axes. There's one more, but here's the push in on towards Solo. Keep the stacks alive. The slow is gone, though. Moon spotted by Pink Ward. He can only do so much, though. He's level 5. He can take so much damage, but they land the shockwave. A burst comes through still. The first blood goes over to Cloud9 Tempest. They trade back on a Sheep. It's a 1-for-1. Hard has no mana, but has a blue buff. How much more can they do? The knockback by Chunky Fresh. It dodges the Braum Q, but it's still a double kill. A 3-for-1. Imagine defend the turret in time. So well played.
Oh, man. Yasui,
so well played.
Yasui backed in the lane with full HP, 3/4 mana.
He wanted the augment.
Yeah, he augmented twice. He spent 2,000 gold, but oh, man. He could have been there.
That's why you buy the augment at 1,000 right away, so you can always have lane pressure to react to things like this.
Yeah.
It's something you don't learn in solo queue, but you learn in competitive. I think you have to go first augment recall and then keep the lane pressured.
But it just wasn't communicated because that fight had started very early on, and you see Yasui. He's actually backing right now. If you look at the minimap, he's backing right now, and then he just
run upwards. Yasui.
Yeah, they don't actually know. They right as he stops his back or like completes his back, they see Moon with their pink ward.
But even without seeing him, you should know that, like...
Yeah, at least show up.
Oh, ended up being all 3 kills. Well played overall by Team Imagine. As we have the audio from the live game and the video from the replay. 400 gold lead, though, oddly, because of all this farm. Like, before this all happened, Corki was down about 8 CS. He's now up 20 over Steelback here. This is what happened when you can freeze that bot lane. And honestly, 30 CS is worth more than a kill worth of gold. So, in a way, it wasn't even that... Like, I think Lot, by the way, just made the right choice to keep that freeze. He had no way of helping the team, of course, and got a very sizable gold lead because of it. He's going to feel pretty good about this one. Steelback may choose to freeze this, though, and And it becomes once again awkward for the Cloud9 Tempest lineup because they allowed Kalista a freeze.
Steelback's going for the same build. Bladed Rune King first.
Okay.
It's just a little strange because the popular build that I've been seeing is the Blade.
Yeah, the Bloodthirster.
Yeah, Bloodthirster first. Blade, not really in that build until way later for double lifesteal.
We're seeing Qmax be much more common though from Kalista. I'm seeing it almost every time now. Apparently I need to get with the times and max Pierce first. Seems it is no longer the rend game.
A lot of that is because it's based off of total AD, so you're fine with she got buffed in terms of like what her base AD is, so that ability's damage actually went up a little bit.
True.
Very little. Yeah, Rend is the same way.
But it lets you hit a
break
breakpoint to like one-shot things, though,
yes.
which is a big deal. Getting through the casters and whatnot. And also interesting, he's doing it with the Ruin King build. That was another one that I thought was weird, is that I thought you normally went Rend with Ruin King, and then you went Pierce with Bloodthirster. And there's so many weird builds on Kalista. Again, I just don't understand the build process.
I like the Pierce Max, though. It's the better one for lane harassment, too. Because you just throw it through caster minions, and you throw extra stacks on the person, then you can Rend. And just go that way. Especially if a range support. If they don't. Not this one. Push the wave up.
Solo.
3 people here. 3-on-2 is what it would be. This is the Evelynn pressure. You don't know how to allocate to this top lane.
Yeah.
So see what Sheep does in response. He knows that Braum is top lane. He sees Baby up there. So if Sheep goes bottom,
C9T should actually know that Moon is top side because they know that Braum is gone. Whoa, they have one deep ward that shows that Evelynn's not right side jungle.
Not letting
that's actually enough to know Eve's top side. Yeah, actually really, really solid. C9T keeps the freeze there. It's a freaking 43 minion lead for Olaf. Solo is absolutely eviscerating Chunky Fresh. He's got some kills from the fight, but he's still behind Solo in farm. I think it's really important that C9T keeps putting a lot of emphasis on letting Solo get ahead. This is very smart by Cloud9 Tempest.
I just think he's such a key player in the way that they operate.
Oh, he's massive for these guys, especially now that there's so many more teams playing top lane split pushers. There's so much more film to watch to understand how to play the strategy.
Yeah.
That's a really big deal. It's part of the reason I think a lot of teams run the same strats as other teams, the same comps. It's easy to learn from other good teams because they're already running these strategies.
Oh.
Really good knockback. ManCloud forced to flash, does get away cleanly, but still very well executed on all sides.
That was nice. Got the flash out of ManCloud there. Didn't even have to blow his own. Just an ultimate for a flash. Always a worth trade.
Yeah. And now it's a good 4.5 minutes where he's got to be very careful in this matchup. Good pickup on Scuttle. It will die before Dragon respawns. That's coming up in 1 minute right now. Imagine, of course, did get the first one. Top lane's getting worse and worse. 95 to 37 here.
I believe that Scuttle will actually be up for it. Scuttle
lasts a minute, over a minute?
Yeah, I think it lasts 90 seconds.
Oh, okay. I will actually try to pay attention and see when it times out versus Dragon spawn.
Somewhere between 70 to 90 seconds. It's one of those.
I thought it was under a minute. That's my bad. I'm sure it's in the patch notes. I just didn't read it.
Guys, we'll see. They're going after
Yasui. Good luck with this one. In they go. He's going to flash, but the Bromald, he's still tagged for the knockup. I'm not sure if they needed the shockwave, but he's certainly dead now.
I mean, just throw everything at him. He'll be down by the time Dragon's up, so...
Well, 4 ultimates for a single kill.
I think it's still a really good play. You throw all those ultimates at him, but now he's not going to be on the field. They have to win a 4v5 at this Dragon in order to not claim it.
So these, yeah, they have to rush this down, though. They will miss every single ultimate if a fight does happen here. They only have Chunky Freshes, so how good is their 5-4 without ulties? Yasui, no ult, no sums, definitely a big deal. Ruin King not completed on Steelback, has the money for it, but can't go back to buy right now. And this is risky. Imagine if they don't take Dragon now. I don't think they can fight for it when Yasui comes back in.
And Scuttle Crab dies now.
All right, so yeah.
Yeah, it's over a minute. I think it's
about
90.
15 seconds. No, it's like right after the respawn, though. It can't be 30 seconds. It's got to be 15. Because Dragon just came up. So I'm going to go 70 to 75. That's what I got based on the evidence here. You're going to like time it specifically now, too.
I will just...
Are you just going to look it up? Way easier than this debate. Solid stuff here. Here we go. Dragon attempted. No ultis up for Team Imagine. They've got still about 15 seconds on ManCloud's Shockwave. Not a chance here. Cloud9 Tempest pick it up. Mid lane outer went down, and Magic could not find something to take for that kill. Kill the champion, got nothing else for it. So, small gold lead though, all said and done.
Nice. It is 75 seconds. Well done, Phreak.
I can count things. I can add 15 seconds. Oh,
Down the bot lane, though. TP coming through.
Baby's going to lose a lot of health. Sheep bolts in. They're going to do a lot of damage, and Sheep survives for now, and he gets out. Oh, just kidding. Chunky Fresh got him, but Ren's on cooldown. Yeah, gets out for now. Chunky Fresh TP was solid. Solo also burned Ghost here. Doesn't get much for it.
Supports. Oh, man. Sad time to be alive.
Chunky Fresh.
Because they're dead.
And Olaf ulti is down, but here comes Gragas to the backside. I don't think it's going to work, though. Imagine should be able to wave through this one enough.
Yeah, but at the same time, Moon, very low HP, who's handing off blue buff. ManCloud, no mana.
They did not spot hard. Oh, they pinged it. I think they know he's here now. He walked like right through the sentinel.
Played Frogger with that. Just avoid it. Go around.
It's like playing Ikaruga.
Yeah.
You're 1 pixel wide. Dodge the bullets. They go through your wings. Doesn't matter. Bullet hell games.
Oh, man.
Confirmed hard is graded. Japanese side-scrolling space shooter games.
I don't even know if those are actually mainstream either.
Of course they're not. No, those games are way too hard to be mainstream.
There are some hard games that are mainstream.
That's true. Dark Souls.
Yeah.
League of Legends.
Boom. Got him.
Very difficult game to do well at. As you can see here, these guys play hundreds of hours per week, and I'm just here picking shots at their shot calling and item builds and stuff. And it's like, they're still better than I am.
Isn't it just a great
Significantly. Yeah. I'm safe here in my chair. I get to wear suits and stuff.
Timing scuttle crabs.
Yeah. I did basic 2nd grade math, and you said good job to me.
You do deserve praise for that.
Well, Cloud9 Tempest deserve praise for this game, though, absolutely. 40 minion lead still on Solo, and, you know, doing a much better job of navigating the mid-game here. Still a small deficit, though, off of that one very strong fight Imagine got on the top side. It's a very close game here, though.
It's very close, but this is the part of the game where Imagine shot calling seems to outshine C9T. So we're hitting that 17-minute mark. We'll be getting the mid-game. People will start working on those second items.
Yep. This time around, Imagine can't just say, take a teamfight, we'll win, because the teamfight comps are much closer now. It's going to require better navigation by these guys and much better choices. Top side being semi-frozen by Steel back here, taking some farms. Solo wants to push up here. Almost all the minion waves, by the way, are on Imagine's side of the map. C9T's aggression is going to be able to go back and forth between all these turrets.
And they don't have the same amount of wave clears they did before with the Victor. So if they get to pressure these turrets a little more freely, a little more openly.
Yeah. Triforce Corki good at knocking things down too. Like, there's a lot more that helps this happen. Baby's still there for the defense. Neglet still has decent wave clear. Chunky Fresh can still be a flank threat. But the overall potential here is definitely better. For Cloud9 Tempest. Mid lane cleared one more time. Level 11 on Yasui. But still playing it defensively. Not too much pressure coming out of Cloud9 Tempest. They're putting some wards down, but it seems kind of sparing. Moon and Baby tracking them. Baby clears this ward pretty easily away. Moon is there as defense. Steelback will have a hard time freezing this now because of the push from Sheep and Lot. They just keep rotating them back and forth across the map, trying to find something to push. Good steal by Moon.
You got my Krugs last game. I get to steal something from you this game.
This time I use Smite. Get wrecked. All right, no Baron on the field just yet. The Dragon's actually still gone for over 2 minutes as well. Shockwave! Oh! Yasui did not burn a summon for that when he knew he'd get out of range in time.
It's the swag walkout.
Really, really tight there, though. Still 45 minions for the top laner.
Yasui actually, it was communicated by Solo, because Solo saw Moon in the Raptors. That it'd be completely plausible that he would be around there. But look at this!
They're going to go for ManCloud, flash right back out. Big burst of damage. Moon goes down. They get them both, actually. Baby comes in. Maybe shouldn't have, though. 3 kills for nothing. Great dive by Cloud9 Tempest.
They're going to be able to get this turret, and they're going to be able to push on another. The wave clear is pretty much gone. You have pretty small wave clear here with Kalista. It's not a hurricane, and they have the Olaf. They have everybody in attendance here except for Hard, who's backing. They might be able to just muscle this turret down right here. Get a tier 2.
Yep. Oh, Chunky Fresh. Don't know why he even came through the team in the first place. Just ulted out, realized he had no reason to be there. Weird choices made on the side of Team Imagine. Cloud9 Tempest, they kept control for so long. Instead of just putting their faces into a siege, they found a flank and got the kills.
But it's also started by the guy that we talked about who does a lot of work for Cloud9 Tempest. Hard. Goes right in. Boom. Hits ManCloud. Knocks him into the team. And I actually gets him with the barrel there, too. He didn't layer the barrel on top of where he was going to land. He put it in front of where ManCloud would be walking next. despite ManCloud's flash, still tagged him with a slow afterward.
Really solid. Really, really, really solid. Valid. Amazing. Good things there by Hard. 1-1 and 3. Even though everyone's all on the Runeglaive hype train, he's happy to ban away 1, ban away 2, and then just take the old school Cinderholt Gragas.
It's old school by now. Oh, man. 2 patches later. Sad life. It's funny because it's like, I just got the hang of Gragas! And now...
Hey, man. You make
still
work,
play
who cares?
You still play him.
Rush still plays Lee Sin, all right?
Yeah.
Want to make it work, you can make it work.
Just don't play it into a Nidalee. Or an Elise. But those are both banned, so he has the opportunity to do so.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Solo. See what else he can do in this one. Actually, not very high co-participation, but he's just getting his split push on, getting his farm game going. Chunky Fresh, though, actually still doing a good job of catching farm. He's not getting any farther behind, and he's still finding the, the ability to get inside of kills and to be part of team fights. But it's a 2,000 goldie right now, Cloud9 Tempest. And a simple 5-on-5 is likely to be very good for these guys.
Dragon going over to C9T. That'll be their second one.
They picked up. They just got more control now. And Imagine are kind of late to the idea of trying to set up a Baron bait, and it's just not going to work out here. They get some vision, but really just they waste time. They don't clear mid first. Cloud9 Tempest, once again, just has control over the map.
Well, Cloud9 Tempest don't really have control of the Baron. Imagine have so many wards in the Baron.
It does not matter is the thing.
Yeah, it's so much vision, though. But the thing is you'd have to sneak in there. You'd have to do it. You'd have to make sure that nothing looks suspicious.
They have it's hidden under there, but that little pixel brush by Baron actually has a blue ward in it as well. So they have enough to know if there's a Baron bait. Right there, like under the Braum portrait. There it is.
Gotcha. Yeah,
it was hidden by the mini-map, but I toggled vision. I was like, oh, they have vision.
Going after Solo, though, in the top lane. Moon's going to try to go for a flank.
Pops the ulti. 5 seconds to go on that one.
Wait for it. Then you have an ulti. And but nope. They chased too far.
He has an ulti, though. Can he land the CC? Yes, he can. This could be good. Is it enough damage? Solo goes down. How good's the chase? Steelback gets 2. They want a 3rd. Lot is here. Does he have enough damage? Steelback brings in his teammate. Shockwave is a full whip, though, and the comeback comes in. Yasui putting the damage down. Baby's going to die for this one. It's 4 kills picked up for 2. Will it be 5? ManCloud running. Slow by the barrel.
Red buff.
Damage coming out.
He's going to hit the scuttle, though. Nice.
If you're in combat, you don't get much speed from Scuttle, though, and it looks like ManCloud gets away. Oh, wait, no, it's his team. He can't get a lot for it. Out he goes.
Boom. The whiffed Shockwave wasn't as big as Lot actually getting into that side, hitting the Phosphorus Bomb onto Steelback. Over Chase, though. Over Chase. Solo got the bait on, and it was fine. You can see Hard, once again, coming up big in these fights. And if you stall them out long enough for everybody to show up, well, you're a pretty good skirmish comp.
I mean, these teams are both very good at team fighting.
I do give the edge in skirmishes, though, to C9T. So Leona's a very good skirmisher, Braum's a very good skirmisher, but when you have this Corki, you have a Victor, I think these skirmishes go your way. You see a 3-on-3 skirmish right there actually ends up going their way, just barely.
Chuck's getting burnt like
boom.
Big deal.
And there's Lod! Phosphorus Bomb!
He did basically no damage the whole fight.
Oh, man, Yasui shows up.
Shockwave.
Yep.
ManCloud was Shockwave just for Yasui because he was late to the fight. And Yasui just, not even because of Shockwave, just flashed to get in for the burst, and it ended up dodging Shockwave, and I can't even blame ManCloud for that one. Not really.
Wanted to stop him from actually getting to the point where he could do that.
Which is the right spell to go for. All right, Sheep. Trying to last hit only melee minions with his gold generation item of choice. Has 2 stacks, is saving them. Steelback, of course, if he's untouched, definitely has really high DPS as a 2-item Callista, especially Ruin King 2-item Callista. But the problem is, imagine keep getting one guy like bursted out. And that shouldn't really happen that easily. You've got Orianna with shields, you've got a Braum with the actual shield. And that should be enough for Imagine to not get bursted out. But it's not happening that way. The persistent damage output of Hecarim.
Looking for an engage?
Callista's quite good. They're going to look for this one. Maybe lands the Q, lands the ulti. Yasui. Shockwave goes down, but here's the re-engage. 5v4. Big damage from Solo. Picks up Baby. The fight continues now. Steelback in the back line, cutting reasonably well. A big fear comes out, though. Chunky Fresh makes that one turn right back around. 3 versus 2, and Lod slowed down. He could be chased. They've got to be careful. Chunky can take some damage. Turret goes down.
They spent so much on Baby and so much on Moon to take them out, but those are honestly the 2 lowest damage dealers in these team fights. Immediately turned around afterwards. Chunky Fresh waiting on the ultimate again. Really well played there. The burst on Yasui, stunned, shockwave, gone. Then, boom. Use all your spells on the baby. He's dead. You overextend for that, and then all the damage comes through. The Ren from Steelback had just been stacking up the entire time.
That's the thing. If you can frontline for Kalista, she can destroy champions like Olaf and Gragas. If she's not directly getting hit, it's incredible.
Yeah, we talked about the teamfight prowess of both these teams. Both very high. So we're expecting to see more and more of these back and forths in terms of team fights.
One thing I actually don't agree with right now, by the way, is the higher AP build of Moon's Evelyn. Because he's gotten behind, he's not going to have the same impact that he's going to have last year.
Whoa! C9T called for the Baron. Deja vu.
It's on top of the ward. This can't go too easily.
Well, it's also on top of Scuttle Crab. They definitely see this.
They're going to try to show up in time. Chunky Fresh just narrowly dodges, but Moon gets stunned up. Not good for Eve. Can't get the ulti off in time. Good night, Moon. Now, is there going to be more? Solo running away from this one. They throw in Baby. He has the ulti in 3 seconds. Doesn't throw it out. Because he can't.
That Baron bait definitely worked out in their favor. They aren't going to lose anything for it either. No turret swaps this time.
Alrighty. And right away, a bunch of farm gets picked up. Mid gets cleared. Corki goes top lane. Solid stuff all around here. Gotta say, nice job, Cloud9 and Tempest. That Baron bait worked out cleanly. That's what I mean about Moon going AP, though. He's got damage threats. ManCloud's getting a ton of farm. Steelback's got a lot of kills. Chunky Fresh is massive on his Hecarim. You don't need another damage source. You just need Eve to survive being in the front line against a Victor. And going Morellonomicon's second item against Victor is, in my opinion, just a wrong choice.
Yeah, they do have the Aegis, though, on Baby, so it's not really Moon's responsibility, but he does need something to be more durable. I would have even liked to see the Rylai's just second item. He's going for it third. Yeah. But he wanted the cooldown reduction. I
think he needs a Spectre's Cowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, freaking just straight up a, Merc Treads. Like, instead of Morellonomicon, Merc Treads in a Giant's Belt.
Abyssal Scepter.
That one I'm okay with. That one actually is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I love talking about item belts in Challenger. You really, really do. It's just one of the things I like. Cloud and Tempest, though, they take Scuttle Crab. Is going to live for another 72-ish seconds.
Boom! Now we're never going to forget.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was 90. I think maybe it was 90 at one point.
It might have been.
And it got pushed down, because that number is just stuck in my head. But regardless, 1 minute and 15 seconds is the duration of Scuttle Crab. Some people today they learned, ourselves included, but Ren away.
Ren, 2 dragons apiece. The fight has begun. Steelback getting jumped on, though. Shockwave not going to do enough. It's a 1-for-0 so far. Solo still chasing people around.
He's going after him.
Ult's out, and the chase continues with Lod here. He will get stunned, but there's not enough damage. ManCloud is out of mana, and it's just a whitewash here of 5-for-0 in favor of Cloud9 Tempest.
And they have a minion wave right here, immediately ready to push this up. They're going to get at least 1 turret for this. I don't think they'll get 2. Actually, you know what? They have the damage.
Oh, they could definitely get 2.
Yeah, they have the damage with the Trinity Force, too. They'll be able to get 2 here.
There is a risk of a Baron.
And they could get the inhib. They're doing this very quickly.
They're going to stay for inhib. They're going to stay for inhib. There's a very tight window around stopping Baron here. The respawns are a little bit staggered, but yep, C9T recalling in time. I don't believe they're going to get stopped. There's no comeback threat that I can see from Imagine here.
Recall quick, make sure that you can get there. Rented away from Steelback at 950. That's out of hard smite range, even his W smite range. Nice shockwave, but it's still not enough. ManCloud doesn't have enough mana to actually continue to contribute. And I like this follow from Lod over the wall to just keep the pressure on them. And meanwhile, Yasui, I want a piece of this fight. Boom.
It was crazy. Because there was not a single kill, there was no mana reset from ManCloud. He has a...
he has Athenes.
He has an Athenes. He couldn't cast any more spells when he was hitting Lod on that Corki. That was actually a really big deal, I think. Also, the flank from Solo came in and actually just really stopped everything that Steelback could try to do. Also, somehow the Leona ult hit him. He's Kalista and a Leona ult hit him. That's half bad dodging and half great predictions by Sheep, but either way, it hits.
I feel like the way these teamfights are starting seems to be, if you start it off right, you're going to win the fight.
Absolutely.
That's just how this game, or at least this matchup has been going.
They're high damage teamfight comps that have roughly similar power levels.
It's so hard to actually swing the middle of a fight your direction.
Yeah.
So if you started off on the right foot, you're probably going to win the fight, whether it's Gragas, Sparrow, or Leona on the right person, or Chunky Fresh diving in. Whoever gets the better engage and forces the engage seems to be the one coming out on top.
Yep, tend to agree. There are some comeback goals. You can always see them potentially.
Like that.
But yeah, odds are, if you start winning, it probably keeps going that way.
But it just seems like the target calling of both teams, you don't see people getting away with like, oh, the two guys are half HP. It's no, they're focusing down one person. The calls seem to be on point when they're inside the team fight. But when you get the jump on the other team, you're going to win it.
Okay, they had to pull him out. He's going to go right back in. Baby wants this fight. Pops the ulti, big burst of damage. Is there going to be a good enough shockwave? Here's the push in. Wow, right back out. Chunky Fresh cannot be part of this one. Looks for Lod. Ults in. Not going to get a whole lot done, though. Has to run right back out. So 1 for 1. Sorry, 2 for 1, actually. Steelback gets the cleanup pretty cleanly.
Yep, Steelback was able to just throw all of his spears into a group of people, picked up solo, and pushed hard out of the fight as well. Yasui and Lod had to retreat over the walls. 2 for 1 in favor of Imagine, and that one was just the re-engage, throwing Baby back in there.
Yeah, solid stuff. No picks got really through, and you got a massive knockup out of this one. Solid, all said and done. And as we move on to this one, it's still a pretty sizable lead, almost 5,000 for Cloud9 Tempest. They actually did a much better job this game of snowballing the early game, finding these towers to dive, all lanes pushed up. They had enough of the vision gone that, by the way, hards under your turret, and you're dead. And that happened multiple times. C9T doing a great job of this one.
But you can see, Imagine, they're a team that's actually pretty much comfortable with playing with a gold deficit. When they have a gold deficit, they almost never seem completely out of the game. They always have their team fight to fall back on and their rotational play. And you're seeing it here. Looks like they're going to wait for Steelback, try to get the shot caller off the field.
Ooh, they just barely missed the body slam, though. Hard could have gone for some pretty big plays. Didn't have the cask. Moon loses the stealth thanks to Gatling gun from Lod.
Oh. Clearing out the wards, trying to deny vision.
Chunky Fresh does not have teleport. He can't stay bot lane forever. Oh, another big risk here. ManCloud dodges the stun. Has to flash it away, though. Smart ulti by Sheep. Forces ManCloud to go into the team. Loses Summoner Spell. 3-item Orianna. Deathcap, Void Staff, Sork Shoes, and the blue elixir is a big deal.
Yep. That means that he's ready to fight in these next few moments. He popped the elixir.
This is a powerful Orianna. Mid lane gonna get pushed in. Baron, though, still a threat. The blue trinket was forced to be used for Imagine to try to see what was happening there. And in fact, Baron being baited, being started as well.
Imagine could be 1 or 2 plays away from the promotion tournament and competing in it. And let's see what they go for.
Engage, they're not going to be Stewie, but in comes the front line. Steelback forced to save his teammate Yasui. Actually not getting a lot done. His ulti no longer doing damage. The chase comes in from Sheep. They want Moon. They get him. A trade back, but it's still a 2 for 1 in favor of Cloud9 Tempest. Steelback shoved away on this one.
Steelback and Yasui were so close to dying there. Both of them were about 1 spell hit away from death, and they just barely squeak by, but he's going to try to lifesteal up off of the Raptors, see if he can still be healthy, because a Baron attempt is still feasible here.
Ooh, that's a bit risky, though. Hecarim still has ulti, and if you do this one wrong, you lose the game that you are winning here. So a red buff pickup for Steelback. Still no teleports for Imagine right now, but they've got to pick up the bot lane farm. That wave is pushing in very shortly. It's going to be only a single.
Oh, is Solo just going to TP in when he comes back?
This might be the case. Actually, no, they just can't quite force this. One of the turrets is already gone. Bottom lane Nexus turret is gone because of the dead inhibitor. It's respawned now. Those turrets will take damage. They're trying one more time. But damage coming through. Low health bars, though. There's still a bit of a threat. And Imagine are around. This is risky.
Baron's going down.
Can Chunky Fresh get in? Moon does have flash. He can go for the steal. They can try right now. Goes on in. Blue team gets Baron Nashor, and the fight continues. The knockups from Baby. A big ult from Moon.
Steelback,
the cleanup from Steelback. He's not getting killed. Shockwave pulls him in. 4 kills picked up for 2 and a Baron.
Yasui's still alive, though. He's the only person who has Baron buff left. He is the wave clear, though. He can stay by these minions. He can try to clear them out. They won't get too much on Imagine's side. They'll get the dragon, but that's it in terms of spawn timers. You'd have to split push waves to even get anything for them. So when everything's all said and done, it still is an even game in that regard.
Cloud9 Tempest got about 500 more gold from the overall trade. Experience harder to quantify, but 1,500 gold versus about 900. Maybe more with assist streaks. Brings it a bit closer to equal. UF goes safely over. Dragon 3 is a pretty decent deal, too.
All this damage on Yasui. Yasui still makes it out of all of this. Chunky Fresh and him.
Wow!
over the wall, and he gets to go away. But I like Chunky Fresh changing his focus back into this, throwing them in. Such a great wombo combo in the back of the pit. Everybody was pretty much just lined up against the back.
Yeah. And I think that was definitely the right choice, Chunky Fresh, going for the mid laner. You see, we not getting to burst out the other part of his team in the Baron pit. I think the right choice, even though Chunky didn't get the kill.
Well, also, Victor is so good at covering the opening of a Baron pit. You throw down the gravity field, you throw down your ultimate.
Yeah.
But if you put pressure on him and get him away from that area, you definitely open up your team for pulling off that exact maneuver.
Definitely agree. So smart by Chunky Fresh, smart by the team. Still, though, Cloud and Tempest up about 4,000 gold, all said and done. Singular Baron buff on their mid laner lasts for another 1 minute right now. Yasui powers up himself and nearby minions.
Only person, though.
We're getting close to the next major items. Infinity Edge is close for Lod. He is 500 gold shy of that. Meanwhile, Bloodthirster needs about another 1,000 or so from Steelback, so he's actually... Actually, he might just go for a Mercurial Scimitar there with the QSS on the inventory.
It's true. Yeah. See what happens. It gives him movement speed, so I could see it for dodging some things, hiding even more.
A fairly efficient combine.
Yeah. Also, looking at the Righteous Glory that was completed for Sheep, no Righteous Glory or Talisman on Baby. So that's a bit of an advantage in the engage department here.
Yeah.
Imagine him most likely be kiting back a little bit, but this gives him options to get into Steelback and ManCloud. And considering Lod is 8-1 and 11.
Yep. Big Corky.
As soon as he gets that IE, which how far away is it? Did you say?
It was well, now it's only 200.
He's about 200
away.
Okay.
250 to finish the IE. Give him the Krugs, give him the next 2 waves if you can. Big power spike will come in for him. Baby's still playing defense quite well though. The Unbreakable, really good at keeping turrets alive.
Yeah, the IE is definitely a big power spike over the Callista.
And they're not going to be able to defend this enough, though. Hard actually being a big threat in the bottom side, going to chase him down. This will be a fair bit of damage. Baby goes for the ulti, but he's at half health already. Shotgun catches 2, and Solo's on the hunt, but he can't find anyone to kill. Baby losing a lot of health. In comes Chunky Fresh. He wants some kills. Yasui might go down here. They're going to get one back, and Steelback has still got free reign here. Lod has to run. It's a 1 for 3. I take it back. ManCloud wants to chase Moon. Ooh, dodging on the skill shot. Steelback really wants in, though. Lands the Q. Lod's going to die for this one as well. It's an ace for 1. Here comes the push from Imagine.
And Imagine are just so good at team fighting in comparison to C9T. Even though they're down 5, 6, 7,000 gold, it doesn't seem to matter. They always seem to win these team fights when they start off on the right foot.
And it was hard trying to zone the team out to give the turret away, and Imagine said, all right, we'll call your bluff, go for it. And to be fair, Riley's Evelyn was enough of a slow to help make that take 2 more damage and push him out of that fight. So mid lane tier 2 goes down. We're now down to a 1,000 gold game. Imagine yet again playing back from a big deficit.
And you can see the engage here. ManCloud getting Lod and Solo on the right side, and this just becomes a bait. Solo doesn't know where to go at the start. Pushes out ManCloud a little bit, but his damage output of this is fairly low because Steelback just gets free reign on him on the right side. Well played, and Hard went after Moon there, and Moon just still gets out alive.
Smart by Moon. Shows himself and immediately turns around.
Nice bait there, and then Lod really gets cleaned up after this. Oh, when you take the higher road, it's much easier to close it because they have the inside track on you.
Yeah. All right, so a little bit got done here. Mini waves get picked up on all sides, and the gold builds back to 2,000, so just gets traded back and forth based on what's on the map.
It's so scary, though, for C9T. If you're not able to win with that type of gold lead, and then it gets closed, what makes it so you're going to be able to win the next fight when the gold gap is even smaller? And that's been a problem for C9T all challenger long.
Yeah, and I don't feel like they got out-comped or anything. In Game 1, it certainly wasn't a good team fight team, and they got out-team fought, but here, it's fine. You stole the Victor away. You stole the Corky away. This is honestly a great team overall to run with, but suddenly Solo, 7 deaths on this Olaf. Highest on his team, I think from last game as well, if I remember correctly. Not honestly getting a lot done in a split push game. Actually now behind in farm under Chunky Fresh.
I'm looking at Cloud9's just win record. They beat Vortex, they beat Winter Fox, 2 non-playoff teams. The only other team they beat was they took 1 game off of top Coast.
Which Coast threw.
Coast really kind of just messed that game up.
They took a bad fight that, C9T was good to take, but they were losing that game pretty hard.
But still, Cloud9 Tempest, their record against playoff teams is 1 and 5. And if you include the games against Coast, they're 1 and 7 against playoff teams. Cloud9 Tempest just seem to be about win lane, win game, and that doesn't fly anymore in Challenger.
Nope.
It's about those team fights. Look at that. Sheep caught out. Doesn't have anybody to help him for a good while. He can stall.
Good ulti. Yeah, buy some time, but he's not going to get away. Actually, really smart ulti to keep the
Really good by
away.
Baby.
Really solid spotting there, but the knockback comes in. Maybe they get some
He can
damage.
still ulti him back.
Yep, Steelback ults him out, and all is well. But you're right, you're talking about how win lane, win game doesn't fly in Challenge anymore. You have players who went to the mid-season invitational in this series. It's not even the finals. Like, there's so many strong players in there. In fact, multiple ManCloud's gotten to Worlds, right? Like, Alex Itch, who's waiting in the finals, has gotten to Worlds. Crumbs, I believe, was on Dignitas when they went. I don't remember, actually, if he was on the roster at the time. It might have been Dominate back then, I don't remember.
The Baby, though.
Yeah, getting jumped on. He's got to be careful. Goes down to solo. Good start to it all. Ren will not pick up a kill yet.
From the side.
And be careful. There's some burst damage. Chunky does not land what he wants. Puts the ignited and gets
Oh!
ManCloud's gone. Didn't even barrier. Big play by Yasui. And suddenly with 2 dead, a lot can be done. Baron's up and Dragon's up.
It's so hard to react to that, though. The time that he has to barrier pretty much is just 1 second when you see the Victor just change directions.
Yep.
Baby, though, he did have flash during all of that. I was really curious as to why he didn't flash the wall. It still looked like Imagine wanted to pick that fight. Baron on the table, Dragon on the table.
I think this is their Baron.
Go for the Baron.
Oh, yeah.
Despite there being a Scuttle Crab up. Seems like the one you should go for. Imagine will get 4th Dragon, though.
Yep. Okay, C9T, I thought they were going to go greedy, try to stop Dragon, just make them get tooled around the map.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
Yeah, so they're going to give away the Dragon knowingly. Imagine smart choice to go for that, knowing it's theirs. But there is Baron on all 5. Big deal here. Imagine have the bonus damage to minions for the wave clear, but they're still Baron buffed melees, meaning it's going to be a slow road ahead for them. Chunky Fresh also is not going to get to give blue buff to the Orianna. ManCloud's still dead. Mana issues could threaten them, and ManCloud actually goes for a Spectre's Cowl to try to not get one-shot by Victor again.
Yeah, it's one of those scarring events. It happens, and
Victor's full build.
gotta stop it.
You see, we cannot buy anything else without selling a major item. 990 ability power.
Yep, has
with
the
Baron on him.
Sorcerer's Elixir.
Yeah.
This is as strong as Victor could possibly be in this game.
Yeah. It's pretty much the massive spike there. So, let's see what else he can kill here. Hard once again gets Scuttler. Not going to matter. Dragon's off the field for a while. Timer's note. 42 minutes in. 2 kills apart. 4,000 gold apart. Incredibly close game here. Cloud and Tempest clawing their way back in off of a very strong fight and a big play by Yasui to kill off ManCloud. 120 magic just on ManCloud with the ball on his head.
Cloud9 Tempest grouping up, shoving with the Baron buff into this bottom. There's no turret here. It's a naked inhibitor. They got it a long time ago.
I think you have to give it away. I don't think this is the fight you take if you're Imagine here.
Chunky's got TP. It looks like he might be looking for a TP flank with Home Guard.
They can wave clear, but this is so risky.
Are they gonna TP?
They're just gone, but C9T won't push any more than this, though. They'll let that go down and then stop. Neither top nor mid are eligible right now for pushing. Min is too far away. Quick, clean wave clear, Baby. Yeah, see, look how much health he lost for, like, a Q auto attack. Like the second half of an auto attack from Yasui. Big risks here. They're going to try to push in, though.
They ping the left side ward. Chunky wants to TP into the ward on the left side of this.
Yeah, if you take a fight, this is the one with the turret at your front. It keeps Kalista and Orianna safe from Olaf, honestly.
As soon as they walk just a little too far forward.
They have to start going for the turret. Baby's at half, though, and he's still getting poked as well. Hard wants in. Here comes the play. He's going to knock in Baby, but gets ulted right back out. That's going to buy some time. Ulti's come across, but they can't reach the back line. They're going to find Yasui. He pops the Zonias. They get away from it by and large. Chunky's still durable. Puts the ulti on himself. Baby's the front line. Takes some damage, but Solo kills him off. Ren's going to kill him, though, as well. No, not quite enough. He stays alive, but there's still a chase down here. Moon's got Ryleys, and they've got Chunky coming in as well. Hard will get killed. It's a 1-for-1 support for jungler. Moon wants it, gets killed by Yasui, and they don't want to chase him back down. It's a 2-for-1 now in favor of Cloud9 Tempest.
Oh, but here's the TP from Solo onto the Baron back line. I can't even talk right now.
Back in
it's
to
just
the back
going.
line. Sheep, though, goes down first before the team is ready. Yasui has no ulti left. It's a 2-for-2 now. 3-on-3 battle. Steelback's got to be very careful to not get bursted out. Mid lane has no turret, by the way.
Exactly. They're going to go back for this inhibitor. all the members of Imagine trying to back right now. Steelback coming up the side. They have to give this up. This is just going to get destroyed right here.
Unless they can get there in time. They've got the flank from Blitz, so they push on in. Yasui!
Oh!
Gotta go down.
Steelback to the
Steelback
side.
cleanses the way. Looks for Solo. Takes a lot of damage. He's got to kite this properly. He will do so. Rend is down. Can't quite land him. Here comes Chunky Fresh. There's the knockback. There's the double kill. An ace. A belated ace for Imagine.
Imagine pick up the perfect team fight afterwards. The home guard's coming in. I didn't even think Orianna would be able to get back that quickly. And Moon. And the fact that it's this Evelyn that's just stealthing up, not this Evelyn, sorry, this Hecarim that's coming up, you're going to be fine. That was really well played. And Steelback coming up the side.
Yeah.
Really nice flank. They're going to get their own inhibitor here.
The 3 damage
seconds
threats are dead, actually, and they've got a minion wave coming in. Chunky Fresh is tanky. Blue Elixir on Mancloud, and Steelback is full build at this point, honestly. Here comes the push for turret number 1. This could mean the promo tournament. There goes turret number 1. 20 seconds and Yasui's respawn. The stun towards Chunky Fresh, but they're ignoring the champions. Turret number 2 is down. The knockback to buy some time. Explosive Cask is down. Steelback safe. That's going to be the game. Imagine make the comeback happen. 2-0, and they're in the promo tournament.
They win the game still down 600 gold.
Yep.
After everything's all said and done, Imagine is a team that plays from behind very
Every
consistently.
time.
But the problem is that they're consistently behind. It was just kind of, C9T, they operate okay with a gold lead, but Imagine just operates better with a gold deficit. Their play style, I know it's so strange to say, but they're all about the team fight. Chunky Fresh is a team fight player. Steelback, he was always the guy that you looked at him, you're like, this guy's probably going to lose lane a little bit. Maybe when he was on Fnatic, he was the weak point when they were looking at MSI, because it's just such a strong stage up there. Now, you see him on this team, he's strengthening their team fight. Yeah. He's making them better players. Mancloud is being able to step up as well, but overall, just really, really kind of crazy performance there. I'm not going to say it's a really good performance because they were behind a lot, but if they shore up that weakness, this is a team that has a lot of promising things in their future.
Yeah, they do. So getting out of lane can be hard, but of course, as you said, they've played around that. Chunky Fresh, at one point, I think was 37 to 95 in minions around that mark. Like practically 1/3 of his lane opponent in like a mid-game scenario. Still came out, ended up actually ahead in minions by the end of it all. Ended up 8-2-12. A 10 KDA on a denied hacker who has to dive into the front line and hope nothing goes wrong, and he was correct pretty much every single time. These guys have incredible synergy, and to think that the fact that these guys have replaced the roster halfway through the season.
Yeah, they weren't even pretty much supposed to be here.
Sure, I mean, just it's the ultimate success story here. Like, realistically, they were the arguably worst team in Challenger last split. They won a tiebreaker match over CLG Black and ended up the 5th team in Challenger. They come into the qualifiers, barely squeak through there as an extra bonus spot with Fusion disbanding, and they made it, and now they took 3rd place, another in promo tournament. It's a crazy story for them. Wonderful match with these guys, and now joining us to talk about that game is Team Coast Support. Baby, man, welcome to the show. Tell me about that match, man.
Well, that match, we were all hyped up about it. We knew that if we just played our game, that we would prevail in the end. And we had momentum off the first game.
So what is your game? Is your game get down 1,000 gold and then win off team fights? What is your game?
It's just we play to our win conditions. We don't force anything. We play it slow, and we play comfortably. Pick comfort champs, and we just play it out.
So you guys are no stranger to gold deficits. How do you guys just play it so calm and not force anything? What's the shot calling like when you're behind? Are you guys just sacrificing objectives and not taking fights all the time?
Yeah, pretty much when we're behind, we try to look for trades. Like, if they're going to take Dragon, we want to take something valuable, like a tower, so we try to go top. And for the call-ins, we usually reassure each other that it's fine, that we should just stay calm. Nothing's going to go wrong as long as we play our game.
Yeah, and honestly, it was pretty solid for you guys. Now, I got a question, though, of course. You guys are playing through Challenger, and your Challenger season is done for now. Now, you got to play some LCS teams, maybe even more of them next season if you guys win. What is there anything you're afraid of facing up against stronger competition here, or do you think you could just keep playing the same way and it's going to go well for you guys?
I think if we keep playing the same way, we have a really strong chance because we weren't a team for that long, such as C9T. So we're improving really fast in my eyes.
All right, well, as you guys are improving then, we got to ask then what's going to happen in September. You guys play either Team 8 or you play Enemy Esports. One, which one would you rather face? Then two, how do you think that matchup's going to go?
Well, we discussed this already, and we all of us agreed that Team 8 would play us, and if we just keep playing standardly like we always do, I think we stand a really good chance, and we may be even beating them.
So I actually have a question for you about yourself on the roster. How did you end up on this roster? Because they were using Indivisible for the first 4 games, and then they found you. They found Baby Eater. How did that all come about, and why did you join?
After I was previously on Frank Fang, and we failed the qualifiers for NACS, so Gerard, the co-owner, approached me and started giving offers because they wanted to scrapped our previous team because they didn't look as promising as we did, and I just pretty much joined because I thought it'd be a really good team to join, and it was a great opportunity.
Yeah, looks like it went well for you guys, and you now are in the promo tournament. So, Baby, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck in that promo tourney, man.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. Now, only one Challenger Series match is left this summer. Here's how the bracket stands.
So sad.
It's going to be great, though. The victorious Team Imagine will now take part in the Spring Promotion Tournament in September, and they're going to play either Team 8 or Enemy Esports. These guys assume it's going to be Team 8 for them. It's likely. If they win, they earn a spot in the North American LCS.
But tomorrow night, we will finally, definitely know out who is going to be pro in 2016 as Renegades and Team Coast battle in a best-of-5 series. That takes place live on the NALCS stage in Los Angeles. Whoever wins is in. Whoever loses will grab the last spot in the Summer Promotion Tournament on September 6th.
Those are going to be very important matches. And tomorrow, of course, the European Challenger Series will also have its finals on the LCS stage in Berlin. Mousesports will take on Team Dignitas EU. That BO5 starts at 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time with the North American finals beginning at 6 p.m. that day. Now, also make sure to check out an all-new playoff edition of Prime Time League on a special day this Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific. So with that, we reach the end of our time together tonight. I'm sorry, guys, but for myself, Zirene, and the entire Live Challenger crew, thanks for watching. Good night. GG.
Adios.
Amigos.
One more game.
One more BO5.
One more BO5.
They want a third. Lot is here. Does he have enough damage? Steelback brings in his teammate. Shockwave is a full whip, though, and the comeback comes in. The knockups from Baby. A big ult from Moon.
Steelback,
the clean up from Steelback. He's not getting killed. Shockwave pulls him in. In comes Chunky Fresh. He wants some kills. Yasui might go down here. They're going to get one back. And Steelback has still got free reign here. They're ignoring the champions. Turret number 2 is down. The knockback to buy some time. Explosive Cask is down. Steelback safe. That's going to be the game.